Hi and welcome to another lesson of the Arabic speaking course. So in this video, we will see the last form of the verb, which is called the command form. We have done present tense and we are done with the past tense. Now let's get a sense of the command form. So the verbs in command form are called imperative verbs, right? And obviously, uh, when you command somebody, so that is the case of the second person. That is the case of second person. And we have studied in the previous girdans of present tense and past tense that there are six variations of the second person, right? So obviously, this command form should have only the girdan of this command form. The girdan of command form should have only six variations, right? So that is the case in the command form. Let's see. So, for example, let's take the word kataba. Now, kataba means to write, right? So, the kataba, this verb is right now in the past tense. So, kataba will become uktub. Uktub is the first variation of the command form uktub. Uktub means write, and we are saying it to one male, right? Then comes the word uktuba. Uktuba, meaning write, but to two people. Then comes the word uktubu, meaning write to a group of males, or it can be mixed even, right? Male or female combined, right? But usually used for males. Then comes the word uktubi. Now, uktubi is again, it means write, but to one female. And then comes again the word uktuba. Now, please note one thing. This variation uktuba can be used for two people, meaning it can be used for two males as well as two females. That is why we have not written it again later on in the Kirtan. That is why there are six variations of the command form. The first one is this, second one is this, third one is this, and fourth one is this, and again, fifth one is this. Since Uktuba is again used for two people, meaning for two males as well as for two females, right? So Uktub, Uktuba, Uktubu, Uktubi, Uktubna. Now Uktubna is the last variation. It again means right, but to a group of females, like more than two females. Uktubna. And for two female, we again use Uktuba. So moving on, then let's see another verb called Kora. Qara'a, we have discussed earlier, means to read. Qara'a. Qara, Qara'a. Qara'a means to read. Now, again, Qara, the first variation of this verb Qara would become Ikra. 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 Ikra means read to one male. Ikra. Ikra means read to two people. They can be male or can be female. Ikra'u means Ikra'u means read to a group of males or can be mixed. Ikra'i Ikra'i means read but to one female. Ikra'na 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 meaning read to a group of females. So you see how the ending is the same, right? You can compare the endings of the verb kataba and kara. The variations, the ending of the variation of the command form are the same. But uh, obviously, no matter whether it be the past tense or the present tense or the command form tense, you have to learn the first verb of each girdan. You have to memorize the first variation of the verb of the girdan, because that is how you will make the entire girdan then. If you know the first verb, the first variation of that verb, you can easily make the kirdan, since you know the endings will then be the same. So if, let's say, I talk about, now there are some more examples before we move on. Now, fahima means to understand. Fahima is a verb which means to understand. And this word, this variation is of past tense. We have done this past tense. It means he understood, right? He understood. Fahima means he understood because since it is the third person and masculine variation, right, of the past tense. Now, what will be the imperative or the command form? Girdan. Let's see. Fahima will become ifham, ifham, ifhama, ifhabu, ifhami, ifhamna. Similarly, dhahaba means dhahaba is again the past tense variation of the girdan of past tense, and it means he went. The third person and single male went. He went. So zahaba will become izhab, izhab, izhaba, izhabu, izhabi, izhabna. So if I say izhab, I mean go, but to one male, sorry, right? And if I say izhabna, I am saying go to a group of females. And if I say izhabu, I am saying go to a group of males or a group of mixed people, like they contain male as well as female, right? So that is how the command form works. So it is very important that you get the sense of the girdan of the command form, right? So you see how things work in verbs in Arabic, right? So after this video, you should get a sense of how verbs work in Arabic, right? So for example, I have, let's take a like popular verb called zahaba. Zahaba. Now zahaba, zahaba is the, now we know zahaba is the third person, third person, third person, single male variation of the past tense. So zahaba is the past tense, the starting variation of the past tense, and yazhabu, yaz, yazhabu, we have learned, is the third person variation of the single male, but for present tense. It is for the past tense, present tense. And the command form of this becomes izhab, is izhab. Izhab is again, izhab is the second person, since command form is only of the second person, right? Since we are commanding the person in front of us, right? So second person and for single male. But it is the command form. Command form. So zahaba means he went, yadhabu means he goes, and izhab means go, but to one male. This is how the Arabic verb work. Now you might be wondering that, okay, we have learned the past tense, we have seen the present tense, and we have learned the command tense. What about the future tense? So please remember, please note it down that the variation for the present tense and the future tense are the same. But to differentiate between whether this variation is for present tense or for future tense, we add the word sa. Right? So basically, the letter sa is added in front of the present tense variation to make it into future tense. That's all. So, like, for example, if yazhabu is the variation for present tense, so if I add the word sa yazhab, sa yazhabu, sa yazhabu, it would mean yazhabu means he goes, yazhabu means he goes, and sayazhabu means he will go. This is how you convert the present tense into the future tense. That's all. So I hope that you get the idea of how verbs work in Arabic. So primarily, obviously, there's very deepness in the verbs, but after this video, after this course, you will get an idea of how to speak verbs correctly in sentences, right? So Zahaba. So subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends who are learning Arabic, or and support us in this mission to educate everyone for free, right? So, ma salama, idal liqa.